Talal-Maroof, and I'm coming from Egypt. And I'm a medical student and a full-time activist when it comes to the issues of reproductive health and HIV and AIDS. The Crowded Out AIDS initiative is a whole project run by young people towards and having a youth agenda within the UN system. The ideas developed along the past year and a half, starting from 2010, when the political declaration came out. It has a fair share of clauses about young people, yet they are not put into action. Moving on to the Mali Youth Summit in last April, when a lot of activists from the whole world, like around 200, came and gathered to discuss the youth issues when it comes to HIV and AIDS specifically. And we came out with a declaration focusing on financing, empowering young people when it comes to young people in decision making, as well as including the young affected population and their needs and considerations. Moving on to the United Nations General Assembly special session on HIV and AIDS in 2011, but by that time, UNAIDS recognized that young people have to have like their own niche that they can impose their agenda from. And that's when the whole initiative started, just like as a rough idea, how to, as a UNAIDS, to be an example for other governments, how to impose the ideas or the needs of young people within the UN system as a start. So the first round of the project was focused about consultations, how young people see things, how just wearing on the young people glasses and see the world through their perspective. And so we constructed over Facebook like around 6 pages, running based on regions like Middle East, Africa, Latin America, Asia and Oceanica, and North America and Europe. Some of these groups were run by 2 languages, like in Latin America it's like English and Spanish, Arabic and French and English. For Middle East and North Africa, just to make sure that we're including everybody and every voice counts. After the analysis, we came with the main focus issues. Okay, what young people have to do with funding, the governance. The programs are run under their names for young people. So we had constructed over our website, crowdoutaids.org, the solution application. Okay, it's not like we're going around with a wand or a magical stick. Okay, these are your problems and nobody gonna solve it except for you. And then the solution application, people are posing how they think, how they can fix the issues. Or not to fix, but to give a perspective on how things can be run in a different way from a new generation. After that, the real hardcore work started, since with the amount of data, inputs, and solutions proposed comes the role of the drafting committee to make this kind of enormous data into a document that can be a guideline for governments, for young people to see how how activities or projects about young people run in the rest of the world. So for around a month or a month and a half, a team that been formed from all over the world, from Africa, from Russia, from Algeria, from our region, from America, just to see how this draft can go. After that, moving to the selection thing, we also bear in mind that we have to promote gender equity just to create the balance between males and females, and also to give a special voice and priority for young people who come from key affected populations and those living and surviving HIV or AIDS. And so the steering committee came into its final form or structure, and they started working. After that, even before that, we also focused that those people are doing a major mission for young people. Especially, it's like the biggest initiative for young people in this generation. So we had to conduct trainings, how to tackle these issues, how to draft and stuff like that. so we can guarantee a good and solid outcome. After that, they started drafting. In addition to that, we didn't settle for just the draft alone. It was posted again on Crowd.aids, and people are allowed to give comments. So we can go out to the world with a final stronger document that that compared to what we think. That's the whole thing. That's the whole perspective. But it's not only about developing the strategy, but more into action. That's why, as a UNAIDS, it took the promise to have a special restructure when it comes to youth constituencies, and to create 6 different positions, primarily targeting young people and have to be operated by young people. In addition to that, we are thinking about creating an e-platform to enable all of these people who participated or inputted individually to have like a web space that they can share their organizations, their work, just to be like a big pool of experiences that young people have to go through. Just not to start from the scratch, but also to provide support for those who are new in the game, if we can say that. That's basically the initiative, and for more information, please log on crowdoutataids.org and give us your opinion.